All right, so if we used to do problems like this and you'd know, oh, the bases are the same, so the answer's already there, and the answer's 7. Are you good with the answer 7 on this one? Then, guess what happens if I change this 5 and this 5 into both of them being e's? Isn't the base still the same? So what's the answer? 7. So don't let the fact that it's got an e in it make it incredibly hard. It's look for the bases being the same. And if you're like, but what about the e? What happened to the e? Well, they're both the exact same number as each other, and that didn't matter. The answer was the 7. What is e? It's about 2.718, but it goes on forever, never repeats. Before the video started, I explained a little bit more of the history of where e came from. So you got to know how to do this one. Again, there's no e in it. In a minute, I'm going to put an e in it. But if you can't solve it without an e in it, you won't be able to do it when I put the e in it. So try to solve it without the e. If the point is solving, then what do you want to do? You want to get the x alone. Is the x alone? Can you get the x to be alone? I can. Do this on an iPad. I know you've got a calculator up, but do this with not the calculator. Don't use the calculator. The answer will be so big you'll just regret it. Tate, are you putting them to a power? Excellent. What power are you putting it to? Yes. And so do you see why I might say don't type in 7 to the 5th? It's a monstrous, huge number. 7 times 7 times 7 times 7 is huge. So you can just say 7 to the 5th. That's good enough. How do you know you're done? Because x is alone. All right. Now I just said if you can't do this before I put an e in it, then you'd be toast, right? Well, now you know how to do this one. So let's extend it a little bit and say, what if it was e to the 1/3 equals x? Now, a ton of kids right now are putting the equation to the power of 3. Talk to the kid next to you about why that's wrong. Why don't you put it to the power of 3? Didn't we just do that? Yeah, but if I put it to the power of 3, x won't be alone. And the point is to get the x alone. X is already alone. So the only thing you could do is you could get a decimal answer for it if you wanted. Do you know how to do that? Take a calculator and find the decimal answer for this thing. The problem would probably say, round it to 2 decimal places. So type it in, show your calculator to the kid next to you, and you can compare them, and if you have the exact same thing, then you know you're doing it right.
What did you get?
Yeah, we got a calculator that is like a physical handheld calculator. I strongly recommend that you have one by the next time. You know why? Because on our test, you'd have to borrow one of mine, and you won't know it as well as if you had your own. All right. Got a calculator?
I left that at my house.
Okay, come on up and borrow one. Anybody else that needs a calculator, just come borrow one for today. I won't even make you leave anything. Just come up and get one. Charge it right now, and then use one of these. Anybody else need one? All right. Why don't I want you to use the iPad one? Because you won't be able to use the iPad one on the test. All right, here we go. That's just 2.718. 2.718 to the power of 1/3. All right, and you just type it in the calculator. Barrero, what'd you get?
0.906.
Can anybody verify that one? Uh-oh. So, I want you to come up and borrow a calculator from me, because I think you're doing it wrong on the iPad's calculator. Is that one working? You should do that.
That's what I got.
I believe that's what you got, but that's not the right answer. So take your calculator back to your desk. All right. So, question. I know somebody's going to ask, how do you put it in? I'll tell you. You hit the E button, Okay, there's an E button. Have you found it yet? All right, it's the button right above the divide key. See the divide key on the calculator? Right above that, there's an E. And then you go that to the power of, so this is important. You might think, oh, that's easy. You just go E to the 1/3. Now think from your calculator's perspective. It's going to go, oh, good. I'm going to put E to the power of 1. That's easy. It's just E. And then it'll divide by 3. Do you get it be smarter if you put this in parentheses? I think if I had to guess, Miss B, that's probably what you did, is you forgot the parentheses here. All right, so compare that answer to the kid sitting next to you and make sure you got the same answer as them.
1.3. I just did this. You press second, and then that one you just get E.
Did you get 1.3 something now?
So it's like,
Jim, did you get 1.3 something? All right,
I got 1.3.
so let's move on from this one. The x was alone from the start. What if the x wasn't alone? What if it was x to the 1/e equals 4? Now, if the e really bothers you, if it really freaks you out, and you're like, I don't even know how to start, then start by changing the e into a 2.718. And then ask yourself, what would I do then? Take a second, give them time. Make sure they got the same answer as you.
Yep, 43.3.
I have 42.
Remember, the point of solving is to get the x alone. Is my x alone? No, so I have to put it to a power of e. So, in the end, you'd do 4 to the power of e, and it'd be a decimal answer. Or, if you left it as 4e, there's actually nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's more accurate than the decimal. The only thing is, sometimes they'll say, put the answer as a decimal to 2 places. Well, then you can't just say, well, I put this because it's more accurate. If they want the decimal, they'll tell you they want the decimal. Okay, next one. ln x. Write that down. Do you know that that's a log? If you didn't know it before, it is. It's a log. It's a special log. Take a wild guess from context clues what the base is. Good guess, but no.
No.
It is not X or L, no. E. Yes. Since we started with E, we talked about E a lot. It's E. So, this is the most important thing. Whenever you see ln, you're going to replace it with something else. So we're going to finish this question and write ln x equals 2. And then I'll tell you how to solve it. The number one thing. In fact, if you can forget everything else I told you if you want, if you only remember this one thing. And that is, whenever you see ln, you write log base e. So, I'm going to put log base e, and then I'm going to put my x equals 2. See, all I did was change this into this. And I bet now you're going to know what to do. Is x alone? No. Got to do something to get it alone. So, see if you can do it. ln is log base e. That's the big thing for today. You've got nothing else. ln is log base e.
You said there's only one top.
No, there's more. It's like 2. I wonder.
All right. Did you realize this was a circle of logs kind of thing? E to the power of 2 equals x. And x is alone now, isn't it? Remember the circle of logs? This to the this equals that. E to the second equals x. And what is e to the second? I don't know. 2.718 to the second, whatever that is. I can tell you it's about 3 to the second, except a little less. 3 to the second is 9, so it's probably a little less. Probably like 8 point something, maybe 7 point something. All right. Cool. So, what is the theme for today? E. So we have, since the unit is called logs, big surprise, we'll have a log with a base of e. A lot. All right. And here's one. If you remember what I just told you, the one thing you were supposed to remember from this whole lesson, then this will be. What did I just say about ln? Finn, do you remember? What are you supposed to do with ln? Yes, make it log base e. So you write the exact same thing, except replace the ln with log base e, and this e is still there. And now the answer is super simple. I can see it. Can you see it? It's just a single digit number. What is the answer? Say it out loud. 2. It's 2. If you don't know why, it's because the base is the same. So then the answer to this whole thing is whatever the power is on this, which is a 1. So the answer to that whole yellow box is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Okay. Did this have any x that you were trying to get alone? No, we weren't solving anything. Sometimes you're solving, sometimes you're not. Ooh, here's another one. Hint, get x alone. Sometimes there's an e, sometimes there isn't an e. There's no e on this one. Now, there's a fair number of kids that were absent 2 days this unit. And it's not your fault. You were actually being just amazing high school kids. Number one, you went to a hockey game because your hockey team was doing great, and so you went to a hockey game and missed a lesson. Some people didn't ever watch that lesson. That made you lose out on a whole day, which is like a big part of this class. And then some people missed because of the PSAT. I get it. I would have taken the practice PSAT. I would have totally been there with you as a sophomore taking that practice PSAT. But that meant you missed it. If you didn't watch the videos from that, you've gotten behind. And now your only chance to catch back up is tomorrow, which is the review day, and then the test is Friday. Okay, so some of you need a little wake-up call. You weren't remembering all this stuff, partially because you were gone for 2 days. All right, next up, log base what? 5 of what? 8 equals x. That's the circle of logs. There's so many little things you gotta be good at. This logs test is a ton of little things. Like you gotta know that ln means log base e. You gotta know the circle of logs both ways. You gotta either have one that doesn't have a log, like the white one here, and then I made it into the blue one that does have a log. Or you gotta go backwards. Sometimes you gotta start with a log and write it so it's not a log anymore. All right. So would there be something like this that would have an e in it? Yes, it would be like this. E to the x equals 8. Remember, e's just a number. There's only one variable. It's x. Let's get the x low. All right, would you please talk to that kid next to you? What would you think this answer is? All right, I'm hearing a ton of people write log base e of 8. And that's awesome. And just, I want to teach you the fast way to put it in. Don't, on the calculator, type log base e of 8. On the calculator, you just go ln 8. You think there's an ln button? Find it. It's on the left side. See underneath the log button? See that ln button? Type ln 8, hit enter. Compare it to the kid next to you. I want to make sure you know. ln 8. Yes.
Where's the L?
Underneath the log button. See the log button on the left? There's one more button below that. ln.
I have RCLE.
It's okay. It's all right. It's there. All right, underneath the log button is the LN button. Okay, so you hit LN, you hit 8, you hit enter.
That was high.
Did you get
What?
2.079? Raise your hand if you got 2.079. Okay,
Well,
good.
I just thought
You're doing it right then.
like a second.
All right. The slow way to type this in is math alpha math. It pops up a box here and here, and then you have to type an E and an 8 in, but it's so much faster to just go LN 8. Done. Okay. All right. Here's the next one. Let me just ask this. Do you get E as just a number? It's just a number divided by 5. Could you just put that in the calculator? You totally could. But, do you also know that it would be equal to 1/5 E? Are you aware of that? Do you get that that would be the same exact thing? So why is that there then? Why are we doing this even? Well, I know you. If I just asked you for the decimal, you could just type in E divided by 5 equals. Okay, but I wanted to remind you that a divide by 5 could be written as a 1/5 in the front. Why? Because what if it's ln 7 over 2? Well, I just told you that something on the bottom, like divided by 2, could be a 1/2 in the front of it, couldn't it? 1/2 ln 7? Isn't that true? Well, then isn't it also true that you can take the stuff that's in the front and put it up as a power right here? So you're telling me you could take this 2 and you can make it a 1/2 in the front, which can then go up as a power? Yep, that's what I'm telling you. So it's not here anymore. It's now up as a power on that 7. Now, how would you type that into a calculator? You'd type ln 7 to the power of, but you'd want to make sure this is all part of the argument. Take a second and type that in. Just make sure you got the same decimal as the kid next to you, so you're good at typing these in. You guys get 0.9729? Okay, good. All right. Yes. All right. Then here's the next level. Wait. ln e to the third all over 2. ln, ooh, that should trigger something in you. You know the answer already, don't you? You understand this really well, you already know the answer. It's just a single digit number. That's your answer. You don't need a calculator for it. All right, so here's the chain you can follow here. What did I say about ln? Every time you see it, you should write what? Log what? Log base e. So I'm going to erase the ln, and I'm going to write it as a log base e, and you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's so simple. Log base e of e to the third. What's the whole top? What's that equal to? 3. Because the base is the same. So that whole top is just 3. So well, the answer is 3 over 2. Done. AKA 1.5. Now remember, the original question had an ln right here. And it was so much more confusing. As soon as you write it as a log base e, you see that the bases are the same. And then the whole top just becomes 3. And then the bottom is 2, so 3 over 2. Okay. Let's see. If the answer doesn't come to you in 3 seconds, you are not getting it. Don't write the problem down. Just look at it. You know the answer? You should know it in 3 seconds. Say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. E is correct. Good. So don't get confused. E problems aren't always hard. All right. This one, also, don't say it. Wait. You can do this one in your head easy. If you know what to do with the 3, and you know what ln means. If you know the answer, say it on 3. 1, 2, 3. 6. Good. Because that 3 can go up there. That's a way. I know some of you did it a different way, but it could work this way, right? And the ln is log base e, and look at that. Bases are the same. Answer's right there, 6. Now there's a different way that also gets you 6, and I like that way too. All right. Where did that one? This is the last melon. And then we're ready for the homework. ln. Ooh, I already know what to write. But it'd be smart to move that 2 somewhere. That 2 has a place it can go. And I know some kids are going to say, do you want us to solve it? No, because I didn't tell you what it equals. It'd be like if I said n plus 5. You want us to solve it? You can't solve n plus 5. I have to tell you like equals 10. Then you could solve it. If I say n plus 5, you can't solve it. You can't solve the one on the board here, but you can simplify it. It'll simplify all down to 1 log. This is the hardest one and it's the last one. Don't give up on me. Did you get it? Okay, Garrett. Tell me the first thing you did with the 2.
I moved it so that it's over the x.
Yes. You moved the 2 from here to here. Then, did you realize the logs could be combined?
Yeah.
And you made them, did you use log base e or just ln? Either way is legal.
I used log base e.
Log base e, since they both are ln's. And then you can combine them and put those together. What's the final answer?
5x squared.
Yes. That doesn't look very simple. That is as simple as you can get it. Unless you want to write it as an ln. Remember, it's not like it's illegal to write ln. And that would be slightly simpler. ln 5x squared. Okay, cool. Now let's get to the homework. Find it. It's a Schoology quiz. We'll do the first couple together. Once you started, you're halfway done. Got the Schoology quiz open? Could you read me number 1?
LN
ln e. That it?
over 4.
Oh, for 4. Okay. Then, do they give you a decimal? Do they ask you for the decimal for it?
They just say simplify.
They just say simplify. If they don't ask for the decimal, I wouldn't grab the calculator because it'll probably give you some long decimal that you'd have to like use a calculator for. So you don't need a calculator. Trust me. What did I say to do with every time you saw ln?
Log base E.
If you actually do what I said and write log base e of e over 4, your instinct should kick in and you should know what the answer is. It's a fraction. It is a simple fraction. Compare it to the kid next to you, see what they think. Oh. Okay, it's just 1/4. You are correct. All right, number 2. Andrew, would you read number 2?
12 equals e to the power of 0.048x.
Is there a negative in there or not?
No.
Okay. Then, when I get confused, I think to myself, is there like a log? I mean, the whole unit's called logs. Is there some kind of a log involved? There is. Graham, do you know what it is? Log base? Yes. Got this. Circle of logs.
Blanking.
Yes. Log base e of 12
Equals
equals
0.048.
Yes. Now you ask yourself, is the x alone yet? No, but they only have to do one more thing and the x will be alone. And you got a calculator, so you can find log base e at 12. And I bet this one says give a decimal.
Yeah.
All right, 2 places. This is the one that I knew we'd struggle with a little bit, but you pulled it out. Good job. We did one like this at the beginning, and then I said you'd have one again at the end that's like that, and there it is. It's really hard to remember to bring in the log. But remember, the whole test is called logs. Pretty much all your problems are either going to start with a log or going to end with a log. So it's a test called logs. Don't be surprised if you got to make a log out of it. If you're struggling typing this in, I would use ln12 because there's a key for that. ln12 will get you that answer. All right. Now you got a whole bunch of time. And I hope you come up and ask me questions. Because this is your last chance. This is the last new thing. And if you freaked out from the logs stuff like this is just killing you, remember, at most, there'll be like 2 questions like this on the test with logs. The rest of it won't have e's in it, and they'll be like what we were doing before. So if today is super freaky, it's not like the whole test is only got this on it. All right. And that's all I got for you for today.